An $80,000 electric SUV, 2,000 miles on the clock, completely bricked. EVs are supposed to be the reliable choice, but these 7 died before 100,000 miles. And the one at number 2 doesn't even have a company left to fix it. Let's get into it. Number 7, Chevrolet Bolt, 2017 to 2022. The most famous battery disaster in EV history. This was supposed to be the everyman's electric car. Over 230 miles of range at a family-friendly price. The concept was right. The execution nearly burned houses down. Inside the Bolt's LG-made battery cells, 2 manufacturing defects, a torn anode tab, and a folded separator could land in the same cell. Individually, harmless. Together, a short circuit waiting to happen. And when it happened, bolts caught fire. Parked, charging, sitting in garages overnight. GM recalled essentially every Bolt built between 2017 and 2022, around 142,000 vehicles. Owners were told to park outside, away from their own homes, and avoid charging to full. The bill? LG handed GM $1.9 billion. Here's what most channels won't tell you though. Bolts that got a full replacement pack also got a fresh 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and those cars have been solid since. But later cars only got diagnostic software, not new packs. So run the VIN, demand the paperwork, and know which one you're buying. A documented pack swap is a green light. A vague service history is a gamble I wouldn't take. The Bolt's problem was a defect. Our next car didn't even need one. It was designed to fade away. Number 6, Nissan Leaf, 2011 to 2017. The world's first mass-market EV, and Nissan deserves credit for that. But one engineering decision doomed the early cars. The battery pack is air-cooled. No liquid cooling. No thermal management. Just cells in a metal case, hoping for mild weather. Heat is the #1 killer of lithium-ion batteries, and the Leaf had no defense. In hot states, Arizona, Texas, Nevada, these packs degraded faster than anything else on the market. The earliest cars left the showroom with 73 to 84 miles of EPA range and now struggle to deliver 45 to 60 real-world miles. Nearly half the range, gone. Not from a failure, from design. Owners watched it happen on the famous 12-bar battery gauge, one lost bar at a time. And it still catches used buyers out today? The odometer says 60,000 miles. The price looks like a bargain, and the battery's already on its knees. If you're tempted by a cheap Leaf, plug in an OBD reader running Leaf Spy first. The dashboard bars are generous, and the sellers it charges fine means nothing. Even the improved 2018 cars caught a dose of it, RapidGate, where the pack overheats after a couple of fast-charging sessions and throttles a 40-minute stop into well over an hour. And replacement is no escape. Nissan packs are scarce and often cost more than the car is worth. That's why so many Leafs end up scrapped with healthy motors and dead batteries. And if you want the full breakdown on what to check before buying any used EV, battery health, warranty traps, the red flags dealers won't mention, I've put together a complete guide covering everything you need to know. Links in the description. The Leaf at least failed slowly. The next car wears the badge that's supposed to define EV reliability, yet its earliest owners were swapping out drivetrains like wiper blades. Number 5. Tesla Model S, 2012 to 2014. Yes, really. And before the comments light up, let me be specific. This only applies to the earliest cars. These 2012 to 2014 examples changed the auto industry forever. They were also, mechanically, some of the most failure-prone EVs ever built. Start with the drivetrain. An owner survey analyzed by Plug-in America suggested as many as 2/3 of early Model S drive units needed replacement before 60,000 miles. Owners called it the drive unit lottery. A humming milling noise would appear, and Tesla would quietly swap the whole unit under warranty. Some cars went through 3 or more drive units. Then there's the battery. The earliest packs had under-engineered thermal management, and the data backs it up. The 2013 model year recorded a battery failure rate of around 8.5%, one of the highest of any EV ever sold. Out of warranty, a replacement pack runs $15,000 to $22,000, often more than the entire car is worth today. And there was a third failure waiting in the dash. The MCU-1 media unit in these cars logged so much data that its flash memory chip simply wore out, killing the touchscreen, and with it, the defroster controls and backup camera. That one triggered a federal recall that eventually swept up roughly 135,000 Teslas. Now, the context that matters. From 2015 onward, Tesla overhauled the chemistry and thermal management, and failure rates fell to industry normal levels. Later cars are a different story entirely, but that cheap 2013 Model S sitting online for the price of a used Corolla? It's that cheap for a reason. Having looked at plenty of these older packs, the survivors are usually on borrowed time, or already on their second or third major component. Tesla at least fixed its problems. Our number 4 is a current generation, award-winning EV that's still stranding owners right now. Number 4, Hyundai Ioniq 5, 2022 to 2024. This one hurts because it's genuinely one of the best EVs you can buy. Brilliant design, 800-volt architecture, ultra-fast charging. It's won just about every award the industry can hand out. And it has a defect that can shut the whole car down in the middle of the highway. The culprit is a component most owners had never heard of, the ICCU, the Integrated Charging Control Unit. Its job is keeping the small 12-volt battery topped up from the main pack. When the ICCU fails, and it fails far too often, the 12-volt battery slowly dies and everything it powers dies with it. Screens, locks, the shifter, the car itself. Owners describe the same sequence over and over. A loud pop, a warning on the dash, then power draining away. Sometimes down to a crawl, sometimes a complete loss of drive. On a highway with traffic closing at 80 miles an hour behind you, that's not an inconvenience. That's dangerous. And the scale tells you everything. Hyundai's recalls now cover more than 145,000 vehicles in the US, centered on the 2022 to 2024 Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, and Genesis models, plus nearly 63,000 Kia EV6s on the same platform. The fix hasn't been clean either. Plenty of owners report repeat failures after replacement ICCUs and software updates, some waiting weeks for parts while their car sits dead at the dealer. If you're set on one, and I get why you would be, there's a sensible path. Check the VIN for completed ICCU recall work. Ask whether the unit was physically replaced rather than just reflashed, and confirm the 12-volt battery was swapped at the same time. The Ioniq 5 will probably outgrow this. Buying one blind without that paperwork is asking for trouble. If a young brand having growing pains doesn't shock you, the next one will. A German luxury SUV from the most trusted badge in the business, with motors that literally drown themselves in coolant. Number 3, Mercedes-Benz EQC, 2019 to 2023, all years. The brand's first dedicated electric model. And on paper, it had everything. An 80 kilowatt-hour battery, dual motors, and genuine Mercedes build quality. Now, if you're watching in the US, you've probably never seen one. Mercedes canceled the EQC's American launch entirely. After hearing what happened next, you might call that a lucky escape. The fatal flaw sits inside its electric drive units. The motors use a silicon carbide mechanical seal to keep coolant where it belongs, and that seal wears out. Once it does, coolant leaks straight into the motor. The first warning most owners get is a low coolant alert. Dealers top it up, send the car away, and a few weeks later, the motor grinds itself to death from the inside. This isn't a handful of unlucky cars. In China, 68 EQC owners took the extraordinary step of releasing a joint public statement demanding Mercedes address the repeated motor failures, some on cars with barely 6,000 miles on the clock. In Europe, owners report drive units failing at around 50,000 miles, with repair quotes of $8,500 or more per motor. And remember, the EQC has 2 of them. Worse still, on out-of-warranty cars, Mercedes was often offering just 50% goodwill toward the repair, leaving owners thousands out of pocket for a known defect. For a brand that built its reputation on engines outlasting their owners, a drivetrain that drowns itself in coolant before 100,000 miles is hard to forgive. Used prices have collapsed, and even cheap. This is a car I'd walk past. Mercedes had the decency to quietly kill the EQC, and at least it's still around to look after the survivors. Our number 2 can't say the same because there's nobody left to look after it at all. Number 2, Fisker Ocean, 2023 to 2024, all of them. The only car on this list that died in the most literal way possible. Its maker went out of business and took the car's brain with it. Launched in 2023 at $40,000 to $70,000, the Ocean was pitched as a stylish, sustainable Tesla rival. What customers got was a rolling software experiment. Doors locking passengers inside, cars shifting themselves into park, screens freezing, key fobs failing. And remember that bricked $80,000 SUV with 2,000 miles from the start of this video? This is that car. Then, in June 2024, Fisker filed for bankruptcy. and roughly 11,000 owners discovered just how dependent their cars were on a company that no longer existed. The Ocean needed Fisker's cloud servers for software updates, connected features, even some core functions. When the servers went dark, owners lost their warranty, their updates, their app, and in some cases, the ability to use the car at all. 4 open safety recalls were left with nobody obligated to fix them. Credit where it's due, owners refused to let the car die quietly. The Fisker Owners Association has reverse-engineered software, organized parts supplies, and kept thousands of Oceans on the road through sheer community effort. It's seriously impressive. But ask yourself, do you want a car whose service network is a volunteer Discord group? A used Ocean looks temptingly cheap. It's cheap for a reason. This is the clearest don't buy on the entire list. Except somehow, for one car that went even further, actual fires, and a manufacturer buying its own cars back. Number 1. Jaguar I-Pace, 2018 to 2021. Here it is. And if you followed the EV market for a few years, you knew it was coming. Launched in 2018 to rave reviews, it beat Mercedes, Audi, and BMW to market. It won World Car of the Year, and it now owns one of the worst reliability records of any electric vehicle ever sold. The heart of the problem is the high-voltage battery, built with cells from LG, the same supplier behind the Chevy Bolt fires. I-Pace packs have a documented history of overheating, in some cases catching fire while parked or charging. Jaguar has issued multiple recalls spanning the 2019 through 2021 model years. Owners were told to park outside, away from buildings, and even after repairs, to keep doing it for 30 days. Just in case. The fixes kept failing. Software limits capped charging at 80%, then 90% on later campaigns. Owners paying for range they were no longer allowed to use. Fires kept happening anyway. So in late 2024, Jaguar did something automakers almost never do. It began buying back nearly 2,800 of its own 2019 I-Paces in the US because it could not make them safe. And the fires are only half the story. Owners report repeated battery module failures, rapid range loss, charging faults, and cars refusing to restart at public chargers. Out of warranty, a replacement pack runs well over $20,000, frequently more than the car's entire market value. Here's the irony. The I-Pace's biggest fleet customer was Waymo, whose robotaxis thrive under carefully managed charging, about the only conditions where these packs behave. For a private owner charging at home, the math is far less kind. Even the buybacks came with a sting. Owners were offered depreciated market value, not what they paid. A move consumer attorneys publicly challenged, and Jaguar has since killed the I-Pace entirely, which leaves every remaining owner asking the same question: who supports this car in 10 years? Depreciation has been brutal even by EV standards, and dealers know exactly why these sight unsold. The I-Pace proved a legacy automaker could build a beautiful, fast, desirable EV. It also proved a premium badge means nothing if the battery underneath it can't be trusted. That's why it takes the #1 spot. So there you have it. 7 EVs that died before 100,000 miles. Slow fading batteries, motors drowning in coolant, an entire company vanishing overnight. The lesson isn't that EVs are unreliable. Most modern electric cars will sail past 100,000 miles with barely a hiccup. The lesson is that the badge on the hood tells you nothing. The engineering underneath is everything. And if you're shopping for a used EV right now, don't go in blind. My complete buyer's guide covers battery health checks, warranty traps, and the red flags dealers won't mention. Links in the description. Now I want to hear from you. Have you owned one of these? Did your I-Pace, Bolt, or Ioniq 5 leave you stranded? Or has yours been flawless? Drop your story in the comments below. I read everyone, and your experience might save another driver from a very expensive mistake. If this video saved you from a bad buy, give it a like. It genuinely helps the channel. And subscribe because there's a new deep dive every week. I'll see you in the next one.